Tom, thanks very much. I don't know if we can match that kind of drama, but they did the other night in Sacramento when John Stockton saved the season, at least for one more game, for the Utah Jazz. Answer to one question, Brian Russell will start at a forward spot, banged up hip and ankle for Utah. They've got to get something out of Ostertag, who disappeared after having a good game in game one of this series. He's been a non-factor since.
Bobby's got to give them low post defense, because if the Kings have an advantage, it's in their low post game with Vlade Divac and Chris Webber. They need Ostertag on the floor, not to go small like they had to in game 4 to win that game.
Underway at the Delta Center, Malone puts it in Stockton's hands. Game 5 of a series that seems to have captured national attention and interest. Malone from the head of the key, overshot it. Ostertag there for a rebound. He had only 3 rebounds in games 3 and 4 combined. Part of the reason why Utah struggled at Sacramento. Malone again. These teams have played 7 games this year. Utah has won 4 of them. 4 of them have gone to overtime. Another was decided by a single point on the Stockton jumper with less than a second to play. Sacramento the lower seed, but obviously they have reason to feel confident against Utah. And Wahed is open inside, and Divac finds him with a nifty pass.
Now you can see the low post ability of Vlade Divac, a great passer. This Kings team is an excellent passing team.
Malone hands it to Stockton, but it's blocked away by Wahed. Here comes Williams to the front court. Pull up 3. Webber on the glass. And Malone will take it. He's tied up by Williamson, and they glare at each other. There have been some hard fouls taken. The officials have to step in. Jack Nees and Dick Bavetta. Hugh Hollins is the 3rd official. All of them are veterans. There have been some hard fouls and some flagrant fouls already in this series as Divac and Ostertag go at it now.
Now, when you look at the regular season, Ostertag and Vlade have had some problems. Ostertag took a flagrant foul on Vlade early in the season and eventually was ejected. But I think one of the things you're happy about is you're seeing some energy and emotion from Ostertag here. But you see they get locked up underneath. Really, the play is over. They're locked up. And both guys said, we're not going to let go of each other here. Just a little bit of test to get this game started. No one's going to back down here early.
Corliss Williamson's nickname is the Big Nasty. He's not going to back down, even from the mailman.
Well, you know, I think the national perception of Sacramento is this freewheeling, sort of loose team that wins with offense. That has not been their personality in this series. They have been tough. They've taken hard fouls and played good defense.
Stockton out to Russell. Russell's 3. The last play, no technicals were called. It was simply a personal on Williamson. That's all. Here's Webber. Contact, and the foul will go against him.
Now, Rick Adelman, one thing he said about his team is we've got to have energy, but we can't get too emotional and get impatient. You see here early, the energy working against them, the trapping violation. Looks like there's been a technical foul here. Webber gets a technical foul, so tempers are flaring here early.
Webber saying, look, watch the elbows that the Jazz are throwing. Now, Webber established a tone in this series, for better or worse, by flattening John Stockton early.
Yeah, that was 9 seconds into game 2. Sacramento went on to win that game here in Utah, then went and won game 3. I think it's a great timeout by Rick Adelman. His team is frenzied right now. The emotion is working against them. Got to calm them down a little bit.
A frenzied start to game 5 in Salt Lake City. Doug Collins with Bob Costas. They changed the initial call. At first they said it was just a personal on Williamson. Then it became a double technical. Williamson and Karl Malone. Then Webber got a tee. Already 3 technicals. And how long have we played? Less than 2 minutes.
Well, Bob, I think what's happened right now is the Kings say we're not going to back down. But they've got to be smart in how they play.
Malone gets it into Ostertag. And he travels with it before he can get a shot off. Ostertag had 16 points and 9 rebounds in game 1. Since then, he scored only 9 points in 3 games, and he had only 3 rebounds in games 3 and 4 combined.
Bob, it's not so much his scoring, but it's his presence. He's a shot blocker. He can rebound. He gives them post defense.
Trying to contend with Divac, and a foul right away.
See, Vlade's such a tough matchup. He's probably having the best season he's ever had. He's playing with great confidence because he can step out on the floor and shoot it. He can actually shoot the 3. He can handle the basketball. He can pass off the dribble. He's a tough matchup for Ostertag.
That was Ostertag's first foul. Divac passes out of the double. Wahed. Ostertag got a piece of that, but also a piece of the body. He could be headed for the bench after his second foul.
Vlade Divac, again, having arguably his best season, not necessarily statistically, but what he brings to this team. And you see he's upped his numbers in everything in this series, rebounding, points, assists, more importantly, free throw shooting. He's a 70% free throw shooter, but in this series, he's shooting the ball very, very well.
Foster in, Ostertag out after barely more than 2 minutes.
See, Utah does not like to double team the post. Now if they go small and they have to double team, Sacramento shoots 23s a game in this series. That could be the wild card today if they get hot behind that 3-point line.
Stockton returns it to Malone. How often have the following words been uttered? Assist Stockton, basket Malone. Weber again on an offensive foul, his second.
If I'm Rick Adelman right now, I might take Weber out of the game. He's lost his cool here. He's trying to do things too quickly. He's had a traveling violation, a technical foul, now an offensive foul. Maybe just give him a couple minutes to calm down and then bring him back.
Between them, Malone and Stockton have played in nearly 300 playoff games. The Kings have not won a playoff series since 1981. They were still in Kansas City then. Ryan Russell drills the jumper.
Well, we saw him out here 3.5 hours before the game working on his jump shot, getting ready for the game. He's hit his first 2 shots, and I've always felt like he's the third man for this team. If he plays well, he takes so much pressure off of Stockton and Malone.
Let's check in with Ahmad.
All right, thanks. Right you are, Doug. When he plays well and scores in double figures, the Jazz are 27-15. Earlier you mentioned that he had not... They're 27-5 when he plays well. And you had mentioned he's playing with a hip pointer and a bad left ankle. Had not hit a 3-pointer in this series. Hit one right off the bat. Told me before the game that there's no way he gets shut down shooting 3s today. It's just too big of a game. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. Here's Divac against the smaller Foster. When the double comes, he finds Wahed. Into the lane, intended for Williamson, and a whistle, a 3-second violation. Rick Adelman's team had the series in its hands in the waning seconds at home at a wild Arco Arena. They let it slip away, and you wonder, less than 48 hours later, are they up to the task here in an equally loud Delta Center? There's an air ball shot by Russell.
They've just got to battle through this surge of emotion right now and get down to execution.
The jumper isn't there for Williamson. Stockton chases it down. Stockton all the way. And it won't stay down for him. Williams whips it inside to Wahed for the fadeaway. The tip for Weber won't drop. Out of bounds, and the Kings keep it.
Bob, let's talk about that finish the other night for the Utah Jazz. Down 5 with a little over 2 minutes to go. They were perfect. The last 6 possessions they scored. That's how they won. Stockton capped it with the game-winning jumper.
Wahed had it knocked away. Hornacek saves it in. The Kings still struggling to find their rhythm here. Foster's open. 12-3 Utah.
I think Rick Adelman needs another timeout or a 20. He's got to calm his team down here.
Williams for 3. Perhaps ill-advised.
that ball went over the top of the basket right there, so it'll be sideline out of bounds for Utah. Bob, we saw in the game before, Miami got off to a great emotional start, 21-8, but they were playing a veteran New York team that fought through it. This is a team that doesn't have a lot of playoff experience. Rick Adelman has to control this game with his timeouts.
Stockton misses the three. Malone battling for the rebound, but the Kings come away with it. And Williams steps out of bounds. Russell was hounding him as he came across. Williams, the rookie, tosses the ball to the official, Dick Pavetta, a little bit harder than perhaps he should have, and Pavetta looked back at him.
Well, he wanted a foul there. He said, I stepped out of bounds because I got bumped.
5 turnovers for Sacramento already. Foster has hit 2 in a row in relief of Ostertag.
Well, he can shoot the basketball. He does not give you the defensive post presence, but he can shoot the ball. Timeout, Sacramento.
They trail it 14-3. John Stockton, who saved the season and brought everybody back here for Game 5 with the last shot early in this game, has dealt 5 assists already.
Well, he controlled the end of Game 4 the other night, too. You see what happened. Last 6 possessions, Stockton layup, Anderson three-pointer, Anderson three, Anderson layup, Malone off a pick and roll with Stockton, and then Stockton with a game winner. That's what champions do. Under pressure, they don't lose their poise, they execute. They have taken that fourth quarter finish and brought it into the game today. You're seeing the inexperience of Sacramento to start this ball game.
Orlando and Miami tied for the best record in the East along with Indiana. They're both out already. Utah tied with the Spurs for best record in the West. They were on the verge of being out the other night and are still in jeopardy here, but they start strong. Wahed has it squirt out of his hands, and Stockton takes it. Their 6th turnover. Hornacek on the wing. Utah pours it on. Weber. Williamson chases down the miss and saves it. And now lays it in. Foster screening for Stockton. Malone at the head of the key against Divac. Divac reaching in, and Malone is tossed to the floor. He gets up and assures his teammates in the crowd, I'm not taking the bait. I am not taking the bait.
Well, see, Vlade actually looked like he got his arm when he tried to initially pass it right there. He hit the ball of Vlade's head. I think Vlade got upset and he just threw him down. Those are the plays you've got to stay away from, Bob. Those are the emotional fouls that don't do your team any good. You see the ball off Vlade's face. I don't know if Carl meant to do that, but Vlade did not like it and he threw him down.
Vernon Maxwell and John Barry come in off Rick Adelman's bench.
2 more emotional players for this team.
An offensive foul against the Jazz. It's Malone, and it's his first.
Karl Malone has had a very difficult time posting up in this series. Most of his shots have come from the perimeter. You see Vlade doing a good position there and doing a little flop and got the foul.
Divac backing in on Foster. A whistle before he can get his shot away. An illegal defense warning against Utah. And Sacramento will inbound from the side. They brought Barry and Maxwell in, as I mentioned. These two have been dubbed the disruptors.
Well, they have no conscience when it comes to shooting, and both of these guys can light it up. That's why they've got to do a good job defensively. As we see Stockton going his normal rest now at the 5:30 mark, and Isley, who has been terrific, has checked in for him.
Hornacek kicks it out.
Take a look at the bench scoring for the Jazz, 41, 24, 42, and 34, and most of that has been Isley and Shandon Anderson, who we'll see later.
Divac with the hook. Weber and Malone with contact. And if this is Weber,
see,
he gets deeper in trouble.
Those fouls are too obvious. Watch this, Bobby just takes and pushes him with his arm right in front of all 3 referees. And Chris Webber is saying, look, he faked that, but no. Chris, you got him in the back. That's not a good play.
Russell turning on Maxwell, and a foul. It comes before the shot.
See, that's a game of matchups. If Maxwell is going to guard Russell, they'll post him. So they got 3 small players on the floor right now for Sacramento on the perimeter. So Brian Russell has the advantage in the post. Let's see if they go back to it one more time.
They do. Russell gives it up to Foster. Ball touched last by Malone as it goes out, and Malone beefs a bit to Hugh Hollins.
You know, as badly as the Kings have played right now, Bob, they're only down 11. They're in a good situation if they can just get some rhythm here on their offense.
They've hit just 2 of 10 so far. Maxwell for 3.
That's what I talked about. This is a guy who's won championships now with the Houston Rockets. He had missed 8 straight shots the other night in the game and took the 9th three-pointer to put him up 2. He will shoot. He's a fearless competitor.
A difference in approaches here through the first 4 games. Sacramento, as Hornacek turns, shoots, and has it spin out. Weber takes the rebound. Sacramento had tried 82 threes to Utah's 37 through the first 4 games. Here's another 3. Different result. And the rebound to Hornacek. Inside 4 minutes. 16-8 Utah. Hornacek ducks inside Barry, who may have fouled him. And he did.
Out of the double team again. If you have to double team the post, now you're scrambling. Maxwell actually mishandled this and still was able to bury the 3 from the top. But he's never met a shot he didn't like. And you look at the three-point shooting in this series. If Sacramento wins today, I think 2 of these 4 guys can get hot today. And if they do, they can swing the balance in the Kings' favor, especially if the Jazz break down in the post.
Scott Pollard, second-year man out of Kansas, has checked in. Hornacek, 89% free throw shooter. Hits the first. You can go courtside for every playoff game with NBA.com's Courtside Live, your high-tech ticket for real-time shot charts, live play-by-play, complete in-game stats for every playoff player and team. All at NBA.com, your ultimate online resource for the NBA playoffs. The lead is 10 with Weber on the bench and Pollard in to replace him.
Now, Scott Pollard is a very good defensive player. He's done a good job against Karl Malone. Played very good position, not a shot blocker, but has caused Malone problems.
You drafted him for the Pistons.
I did draft him. I liked him as a young player. I think he's going to be in the league a long time. He knows how to play.
Here's Barry. Prior to this playoff series, John Barry, who's playing with his 15 in the last 5 years, had appeared in 9 playoff games without scoring a point. But he's had some big moments in this series. 12 points in game 2, big 3 late in game 4. And a Sacramento foul. It's on Pollard.
See, I think when you play Utah, one of the things you have to do is try to keep them off the free throw line. And when you look at the stats, Bob, in game 4 the other night, Sacramento shot 30 free throws. They made 26. The Jazz got there only 10 times. That's crucial if you want to beat this team, because once they get to the free throw line, they really control the tempo of the game. And Malone, if he lives there, makes life very difficult for you. Karl Malone in this series, you see only one game really where he shot close to 50%. Most of his shots, you can see 7 for 17, 8 for 22, 9 for 21. Most of those on the perimeter, not getting to the free throw line, getting fouled.
Utah again by 10. D-Bots to the hook, swatted away by Malone, and it's goaltending.
Anytime the ball is out of your hands that long and you're that close underneath the basket, that's going to be goaltending, and this is what they can't handle. Vlade with that little jump hook, and you see the ball going down. Excellent call.
Malone with a nice pass inside to Hornacek.
Hornacek off to a good start. They need him. He had a very good game 1. Since then, he's been 8 for 27.
Maxwell trying to slice through the defense, and there's a Utah foul. 2:43 to play in the first. Jazz by 10. Here's the way it started for Chris Webber. He's scoreless. He shot 0 for 3 from the floor, 2 personals plus a technical, and for now on the bench. Divac threw it away. Brian Russell. And it's Utah by a dozen. They've doubled them up at 24-12.
Looks like Brian Russell might have jammed his ankle or his hip on that play as he planted to go up for the shot. We'll have to watch his mobility.
Maxwell again for 3. And he gets the roll.
That's what that double teaming in the post does. When Ostertag gets in foul trouble, it triggers a chain reaction. Now you've got a double. Now it frees up the three-point shooting.
Kings just trying to hang in and withstand the initial flurry. They come up with a steal. Here's John Barry for 3. And he wins the rebound battle. Maxwell. Tough shot. And he was fouled.
Brian Russell's going to do a nice job of this double team. Vlade, a careless pass, and Russell picks it up. And he lays the ball in the basket, and it looks like he might have done something to his hip as he runs back down the floor. He's a little gimpy. And that's that hip pointer, I think, that was bothering him. Let's see when he plants that leg. Normally he really dumps that basketball. And you can see the grimace on his face.
He stays in the lineup, though. Malone goes out, replaced by the veteran Thurl Bailey. Nicknamed Father Time, not Malone, but Bailey, by his Utah teammate. Shandon Anderson also on the floor for the Jazz. 1 of 2 for Maxwell. And Isley brings it back the other way. Shandon Anderson.
Loves to post up. When they bring him in the game, that's exactly where he wants to go. Even in the finals last year, tried to post up Michael Jordan. That's the respect he has. He will go right to that block.
Divac against Foster. Backs him down, then back out to Barry. John Barry hits the 3.
Those big guys can pass the ball. When you double team them, you better know where the shooters are. Problem is they got Maxwell, Barry, Stojakovic, all can shoot it.
They get it inside to Anderson, and Anderson scores again. He had 16 points in Game 4, half of them in the last 90 seconds, with the series and the season in the balance.
Yeah, if it weren't for his 8 straight points in that minute 30, Stockton's jumper would have been meaningless.
Divac again back to Barry. Barry out to Stojakovic. Off his dribble with 5 on the shot clock. He'll let it go. They fell behind 16-3 to start, but they're only 7 down now at 28-21.
Bob, I've always felt like when you play a game like this, the first 5 minutes, especially if you're a young team, is going to be frenetic. It's going to be so emotional, and that energy can be negative sometimes. Today it was. As they got a little tired, they started playing better, and especially the bench has really come in and stabilized them.
Well, Utah's been in the West Final 5 of the last 7, the NBA Finals the last 2. Relatively little turnover on their roster. Corliss Williamson is the only King left from the last time they made the playoffs 3 years ago, when they were taken out in 4 by Seattle. Huge difference in playoff experience. 3 seconds to shoot. Bailey a hook. Maxwell the rebound. Now 9 seconds for the last shot of the period. Maxwell lets it go and can't hit it. Russell takes it and just protects it as time expires. The Kings were staggered, but they didn't go down. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Ahmad Rashad back at the Delta Center. Now these bells that you are hearing here at the Delta Center is a reaction from Game 4 in Sacramento. In Sacramento, there was one fan that sat behind the Utah bench banging a bell, which was very distracting to the Utah team. After the game, Karl Malone said, why don't all the fans in Utah bring cowbells to this game? So they did. They all have these cowbells. The only problem is they're all sitting behind me. Wow.
Hey, you got a press pass, Ahmad. You can roam. Go find yourself some peace. We start the second quarter. Foster still trying to contend with Divac. Knocked away by Bailey. as the 38-year-old comes over for the block, but there's a foul.
Bailey got the shot cleanly. They called one of the Jazz players reaching in. It might have been Brian Russell who got the foul.
It was.
Now, Bob, if you look at the first quarter and you say you're only down 7, you turn the ball over 7 times, that led to 10 points, and the Jazz shot 58%, made their only 3 and all 5 of their free throws. If Vlade makes his free throw, you're down only 5 points. You're right in this game, and they played a perfect first quarter.
Divac, who coolly hit 2 free throws with 7.2 seconds left on Friday night at Sacramento to set the stage for Stockton's final shot.
Well, he's now 25 for 28 for the series, so it's 70% in the regular season, not missing in the playoffs.
Isley, he's short with it. Bailey battling on the boards, but they lose it.
Bobby, go right back now to Vlade Divac. Run your offense through Vlade. There you're going to have to double team, or he's going to get good low post position and get a good shot here.
Divac screening high for Barry. And they throw it away. An exchange of turnovers. Back comes Utah. Foster tried to dump it off, but there were nothing but black shirts there. Here comes Barry. Stojakovic for 3. And here come the Kings.
That three-point shooting, they have shot a very poor percentage in this series. They're only 25 for 82, 31% today, making all the big ones.
They were down 13. They trail now by 2. Isley taken by Pollard on a switch. That leaves Foster free, but Divac gets up on him. He has to get rid of it to beat the shot clock, and he didn't. They waved the basket off. 24-second violation.
Greg Foster trying to do too much with the basketball. That's what really aggravates Jerry Sloan when Foster tries to make these kind of plays. And then very, very fortunate, he finds Stojakovic. And this one thing that this young guy can do is shoot the basketball. So 3 three-point shooters on the floor right now with Vlade opening up the game here.
Stockton and Malone back in. Russell and Foster out. Bailey's got Divac. And another illegal defense call. It's the second one, so that should result in a technical foul shot.
The Jazz hate to double team the post. How many times have we seen him play against even a Shaquille O'Neal and play him straight up, trying to get him to get big points? Vlade is doing a great job of running the offense from that post position.
Stojakovic, an experienced rookie, played a couple of years in Greece, was the MVP of his league there. He's from Serbia, like Divac.
And Vlade's really been a big brother here as he's trying to make the adjustment of playing out of that Greek league to playing here now.
Stojakovic again. He hit a 3 a moment ago. Hit the technical. Now connects off the baseline, and what do you know? Sacramento's in front. Isley to Bailey.
Bob, another trend that we're seeing in this game today, Stockton and Isley playing together. Wants 2 good ball handlers on the floor.
Maxwell almost lost it, chases it down. Divac into the paint, slings it to the corner for Barry. Now Stojakovic on the move. This one's no good, but he gets it back.
When you double team the post, it's tough to block people out. You're scrambling on rebounds.
Sacramento asks for time. They were down 16-3, but they haven't quit. Picture postcard day in Salt Lake City, but all the excitement is inside. The day began on NBC with that melodrama between the Knicks and the Heat, adding yet another chapter. The Allen Houston jumper with less than a second to go, bouncing off the front of the rim, then the glass, and falling home for the 1-point New York victory. Here's Weber immediately scoring on that little hook and one, and that is his first basket.
you can see what Sacramento is doing. They said, we're going to go through the post. You're going to have to play us in the post. You're not going to double team us. Then Chris, wheel in there, shoot that little jump hook. If you are going to double team us, we're going to move the ball and shoot the three. We're 4 for 9 from the three. They're controlling the game from the low post, either Blotty or Weber.
Weber swishes the free throw. He's made just 9 of 21 free throws in this series, and he shot just 45% from the line for the year. One of the worst free throw shooters in the league. Stockton out top to Isley. A little floater with the left hand, but it spins out.
Weber wants the ball again in the post, Bob. He said, bring me the basketball.
Fuller trying to guard him, reached in, and is nailed with the foul.
John Stockton today, Bob, you think he's been a valuable part of this team today? When he's in the game, they're +7. When he's out, -9. That's a 16-point turn. He got them off to a great start. The minute he rested, the Jazz got out of sync.
There may have been some conversation between Weber and Fuller, and Dick Pavetta stepped in to make sure it didn't go beyond that.
Chris Webber's too good a player. He's got to stay away from that right now and just play ball.
He tries the hook again, and it's short. Swatting at it was Barry, trying to take it away from Malone. And the foul goes against Barry. It's his second.
They don't want Malone to have to guard the post because it'll be too much energy expended for him. So now he's a weak side rebounder. They're asking Fuller, Foster, Ostertag, give us some post defense, guys, please.
Now Dick Pavetta blows his whistle at the other end. Stockton and Maxwell were going out, and Maxwell gave Stockton a push.
Now, you know Maxwell's not going to back down. Neither is John Stockton. So that's a tough matchup between two tough competitors right there. Stockton trying to set the screen. Maxwell holding him.
Illegal defense this time. The first one called against Sacramento.
So on Chris Webber, he dropped down. His man was lifted on the weak side. He's got to be up one more lane area, or one more notch up there on the floor for the illegal defense. So he's got to be aware on that weak side.
Stockton takes a tumble, and this time Maxwell, in a gentlemanly gesture, helps him up. But he's picked up his third.
See, what this does also, too, Bob, when you start committing these kind of fouls, what it does is now when you touch somebody and they go to the free throw line and start shooting free throws about the 7-minute mark, it changes the whole tempo of the game.
Stockton gets inside, but can't finish it. It's still Sacramento by a basket. Maxwell for three. Short. Stockton deep to Malone. Now gets it back. Malone screening for him. Stockton. Wild shot, partially blocked into Fuller's hands. Did he beat the shot clock? He did, but the shot is no good. Here's Barry all the way, then gets rid of it to Maxwell. Out to Stojakovic. And Barry says, hold on here. His three won't go. It kicks out of bounds as Anderson and Barry both find themselves on the floor.
Jason Williams will come back into the game right now, replacing Vernon Maxwell, who gave them great minutes, helped change the whole tempo of this game. He picked up his third foul. Now Jason Williams has got to come in and give them something now. He's going to be matched up against Isley. That should be a pretty good matchup for him.
Despite the memorable shot that will live in Utah history and maybe NBA history if they go on from here to do something and make it to the finals or win the championship. Despite Stockton's shot late in game 4, he has generally not shot well in this series. Anderson from Malone to tie the game at 32. And so far in this game, Stockton's 0 for 6.
Well, the wins, he shot pretty well. In the losses, a combined 5 for 20, Bob. So he's been the barometer with his shooting.
Weber's jumper banks it in.
Sort of reminiscent of Tim Duncan, a big guy who could step out on the floor and uses that backboard. That's a lost art, using the glass.
Malone from Stockton.
They just pick you apart. They wait to see what you're going to do defensively. They jump to the outside, and Malone just slips the screen.
Utah touched it last. It'll be Sacramento ball when we come back. Tied at 34.
The bread and butter of the Utah Jazz, the pick and roll. And what John Stockton does, he reads the defender who's playing him. The minute that defender makes his move right here and jumps to the high side and this guy drops, then Malone slips. Weber has got to step up. And you can see Weber on the weak side doesn't do it. He slips. He's got to be there. That's a total read. The minute Stockton sees that guard slip up, all of a sudden it's a slip right to the basket, and you've got to get the weak side big man stepping up there to take that dunk away.
Here's John Barry finding Stojakovic. He takes it into a crowd of white shirts, got it back, forces it up, and traveled.
In talking to the Kings people, the one thing that he's going to have to learn to play with is the contact. You don't get this kind of contact when you play in Europe, and he struggles right now when he gets knocked around out on the floor.
Stockton has 7 assists. Hasn't made a basket yet. Williams is on him. Another illegal defense, so both teams have been guilty of 2, and a technical is called. Now, we don't know exactly what the games are going to be next weekend. We do know this. We'll have 2 of them on Saturday and a triple header on Sunday on NBC. That's next week's coverage. There it is. It'll begin at 12:30 Eastern Time with Showtime. Hannah, Peter, and Isaiah in the studio in New York. Doubleheader Saturday, triple header Sunday. Beginning at noon on Sunday. Tonight on TNT, they'll decide the first-round series between the Pistons and the Hawks, and the winner will get the Knicks.
That's been an interesting series. No close games. Both teams have won on their home courts by an average of almost 20 points. It'll be interesting to see if Atlanta can hold home court or Detroit can break through.
Fuller has it blocked by Weber. Gets it back and scores.
You know, Bob, interestingly enough, in that series tonight, the winner of Detroit-Atlanta will have home court over New York. That could be a very vital thing for them if they win. Whoever wins that series.
Barry for the tie, but it isn't there. Stockton pitches it ahead to Hornacek. Hornacek has 10. Stockton has 8 assists. Weber the jumper. And he jaws at Fuller as he heads back on defense.
He is just loaded with talent, Chris Weber.
And with attitude.
He is an unbelievably skilled basketball player.
Stockton's pass finds Fuller, and Pollard comes over to block it. Look at Pollard. He has those thin sideburns and that wispy little beard, and he calls it my Amish look. And I'm quoting him here. He says, I look at myself in the mirror some days, and I want to raise a barn and ride in a carriage.
Well, Scott's a little different kind of guy now. I mean, he likes to paint his fingernails and do all these different things, but he's got some talent.
They got to get a shot off because the first one was an air ball, and they do with Shandon Anderson giving them the 5-point lead. Here's Barry. He scores at the other end in a hurry. Clock ticking down toward 4 minutes to play in the first half. Anderson again. Malone the rebound. But not the basket. Still battling on the offensive glass, and it was touched last by Sacramento.
Bob, as in the Miami-New York game, this is no place for the faint of heart in that lane. If you're going to go to the boards today, you better strap it on and be ready to be knocked around.
It's Malone, a hook. He hits it, and he's coming to the line. Now that's a weapon you don't often see him use.
We talked about Karl Malone, that he's not been able to get real good post position against this bigger Kings front line. But the great passing of Utah, you see Anderson all in one motion. Malone meets the pass. Must have caught him with the body. I did not see anything up top, so they must have said he pushed him with his body as he went up to take that little jump hook shot.
Foul on Divac was his second. Utah by 5.
Bob, I just saw Vlade Divac say to Jason Williams, come on, we need you.
Weber lets it go from 20. Chris Weber, after a slow start, now has scored 9.
But he's calmed down. You notice he doesn't have that edge he played with before. Now he's just playing basketball.
The game was so frenetic at the outset when Utah went up 16-3, and the Kings were in danger of having this game be over for them before it started. But they've gathered themselves and come back. Anderson is fouled with exactly 3 minutes to play until halftime. Stojakovic is first.
Utah is going to get a nice score here, but don't celebrate this actual speed here and how much time it takes. Look at John Barry. He's going to lay the ball in the basket on the other end against 5 Utah defenders. Only takes 5 seconds.
You look at a guy like John Barry, his 5th team in 5 years, always just a bench player for the most part, and now a significant contributor in big situations. What's changed?
I think it's the environment. I think you get on the right team that you fit in well with. And John Barry is a very emotional player. He can pass, he can handle the ball, he can shoot it, and he's fit in very well here with Sacramento, Bob. Sometimes it's just finding the right fit.
Shandon Anderson hits 2 free throws. Weber can't answer at the other end. Hornacek into Malone. Trying to follow. They got all ball, says Jack Nees. No foul.
That's easy for you to say, Bob.
Hey, that's what Jack said. Give you an idea of how wide open the post-Jordan, post-Chicago Bulls NBA is. You have a team like Utah on the brink of being knocked out and still in plenty of trouble here in Game 5. You could imagine them going out against a team like Sacramento. You could also imagine them going all the way and winning the title. Stockton still hasn't hit one. Weber takes the rebound. The #1 seed in the East goes out. Pat Riley's Heat losing for the 3rd time in the last 4 years in the first round. And the 8th seed, the Knicks, moves on. Barry open for 3. Who touched it last? The Jazz did.
You know, John Barry's got most of the minutes. Wahed left the game early, and John Barry's been out there giving him a great spark, but he's played heavy minutes in this game.
Divac, contact, and a foul. It's Fuller's 3rd. And that brings Ostertag back. He picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes and hasn't played since.
I'm a little surprised Jerry's bringing him back, because I thought he might try to keep him out until the second half so he would have 4 fouls to use in the second half. Ostertag's got to stay away from his 3rd.
But Fuller had picked up his 3rd. That forced Sloan's hand. Williams open. Can't hit the 3. Jason Williams still scoreless. Stockton. Williams reached in, and they'll call it on him.
It was unbelievable how John Stockton got him to make this. He stuck his left arm out there like, grab this thing. What's Stockton's left arm now? Here, Jason, grab this thing and get a foul. Thank you.
I got a little something for you here. Trust me, I've been around a long time. You're just a rookie. You can trust me. Stockton hasn't scored. He has dished out 8 assists. There's his first point tonight on NBC. A runaway train carrying an atomic bomb. The brakes are out and a city is in its path. This sounds to me like a perilous situation. It is, in fact, a race against time. with the fate of millions in the balance. Rob Lowe stars tonight. Atomic Train, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on NBC. Utah by 7. Williams, left hand. And it bounces to Stockton. Malone is back. Catching up is Barry. What a defensive play.
Well, Jason Williams, an ill-advised shot, and then the great catch by Malone. And John Barry with great hustle on the block shot. Jason Williams is very frustrated. He's very lucky he did not get a technical. He yelled at Jack Neitz the whole way down the floor on that play.
So now he bumps Stockton.
You got to get him out right now. He's going to get a technical is what's going to happen. Totally out of control here.
And Hugh Hollins, after he calls the foul, walks toward Williams and says, "Hold on here, son."
Well, he's lucky that these are veterans officials because, and it's a game 5. It's an elimination game. They're going to give you a little bit of freedom, but this is a rookie. They're not going to give him too much. See, the problem you have is Vernon Maxwell has 3 fouls right now. He got those flurry of fouls against Stockton, so Jason Williams has got to keep his cool here right now and finish this quarter off with his team. Remember how we talk about how championship teams finish out quarters. The Jazz are on a run right now.
The Kings were down 13. They came back to take the lead, but now Utah surges in front by 9. Williamson from Weber. Nice play. Stockton again fouled by Williams.
See, Stockton knows. He's been around, Bob. He knows right now. All he has to do is keep taking because Jason Williams is making this a personal challenge. Now he gets a technical.
That's the 4th technical in the game. Weber, Williams, Williamson for Sacramento, Malone for Utah. And now Michael Hawkins, second-year player from Xavier, is at the scorer's table. Stockton swishes the technical shot. Williams goes out, and Hawkins replaces him. Some counsel from Rick Adelman.
Well, Rick Adelman was a point guard in this league. He's just trying to get him to calm down. You know, Jason Williams wants to do the right thing, but right now things have not been going well for him, and he emotionally got caught up in playing John Stockton. And you see him right now. Every one of his teammates are trying. Byron Scott there, the assistant coach on the left who played for the Lakers, Maxwell, Vanderberg, like, look, we need you. Just calm yourself down a little bit.
Utah by 10 in the last minute of the half. Weber almost lost it. Doubled in the corner by Malone and Stockton. It's still Sacramento ball.
See, with Michael Hawkins on the floor now, Stockton is going to be the double team guy. He gets his chest right in there, and you see Weber get that elbow up. And remember, he's got 1 technical. He gets another when he's out of the game. So the officials are going to be very judicious on how they call that. That could be totally turn the series in the favor of the Jazz in the second half.
Weber again with Stockton and Malone sandwiching him. Just looking to get rid of it. Looked like a shot clock violation. And finally they call it. They were slow in calling it. The ball didn't hit the rim. They barely got it off in time anyway, and then it didn't draw iron. Looking to get rid of it. Looked like a shot clock violation. And finally they call it. They were slow in calling it. The ball didn't hit the rim. They barely got it off in time anyway, and then it didn't draw iron.
See, Stockton doesn't respect Michael Hawkins' game out there like he does Maxwell, so he's going to chase. I thought this ball hit the bottom of the rim. Watch and see if it hit the bottom of the rim. It looked like it hit the rim and came down. They got a break there, the Jazz.
Trying to tack 2 or maybe 3 on to a 10-point lead before halftime. Russell Off the dribble, throws it up off balance. It goes out of bounds with less than a second. And Jerry Sloan is arguing that they should put some time back on the clock, and Dick Pavetta apparently is going to agree with him.
Now somebody from Sacramento just threw a heat pack out onto the floor. Somebody from the Sacramento bench.
They put 0.4 of a second back on, which would allow, at least in theory, a catch and shoot. Russell, Foster, that's it. The winner gets Portland. It's Utah by 10 at the half. We'll join Hannah Storm in New York after these messages. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Prudential, a leader in insurance, investments, real estate, and financial services. See why Prudential is today's rock-solid choice for your financial needs.
Halftime in Utah with the Jazz leading the Kings 52-42. Balanced scoring for the Jazz. Karl Malone, Jeff Hornacek, and Shandon Anderson all with 10 points to lead the way. Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm back in New York. Let's get right to the thriller in Miami. Game 5 between the Knicks and the Heat. Keep in mind that only once in NBA history had a number 8 beaten a number 1 in a playoff series. And Jeff Van Gundy trying to orchestrate the upset. This was a tight game throughout the second half. Just under 10 minutes left. Vashawn Leonard nails the three-pointer to give Miami a 7-point lead. Then the Knicks answered with a 7-0 run. Allen Houston, the pull-up jumper, ties the score at 69 with a little under 6 minutes left. Under 2 minutes left, Alonzo Mourning in the lane hits the hook. He had a team-high 21, Miami by 1. 30 seconds left, Heat by 1. Tim Hardaway has it knocked away by Latrell Sprewell. Knicks call the timeout. Then with 4.5 seconds left, Houston puts up the floater and gets the bounce, front rim, backboard, and then in. The Knicks go up by 1 with 0.8 seconds left. Miami, one last chance for the win, but Terry Porter's shot no good. Pat Riley's Heat upset by the Knicks for the second straight season in the first round. And afterwards, Jeff Van Gundy, despite the victory, arguing that the final shot should not have counted had it gone in.
But that ball looked good to me when it went up. Catch, pivot, dribble, shoot. Only in Miami, 0.8 of a second.
This one obviously hurts us a hell of a lot more than last year, but you know, life in basketball, you know, has a lot of suffering in it, and we will suffer this one.
Bitter end for Pat Riley. His team captured home court advantage in the East, only to lose the deciding Game 5 in Miami. For the Knicks, several heroes, but Allen Houston at the top of the list. Remember, Houston had been the hero of last year's Game 5 upset in Miami when he scored 30 points. After today's win, he spoke with Jim Gray.
Thank you very much, Ann. I'm here with Allen Houston, the game-winning shot. Allen, how did you guys manage to pull this off with so many guys beaten up and battered?
I don't know. The Lord was with us today. You know, when God's with you, anything can happen. I think we just stuck with it. I think, you know, earlier in this series when we got down, we didn't keep our poise. And I think tonight we kept our poise. We just played smart basketball.
After Game 4, realistically, in the back of your mind, did you really think you could come in here and win this game, or did you guys kind of think, hey, we blew a big opportunity?
Well, we had done it before, but, you know, this is a much better team than it was last year. So I think we had a lot of belief. And like I said, the Lord was with us, and we just wanted to come in and just give 100%.
Congratulations. Great shot, Allen.
Thank you.
Let's go back to New York. The Knicks are coming back. Hannah Storm.
Thanks, Jim. Well, the Knicks now await the winner of the series between Allen Houston's former team, the Pistons, and the Atlanta Hawks. The decisive Game 5 is tonight in Atlanta. The Knicks will open up the conference semifinals on the road Tuesday night in either Detroit or Atlanta. The Jazz lead the Kings by 10. We'll send you back to Salt Lake City for the second half after these messages.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Prudential, a leader in insurance, investments, real estate, and financial services. See why Prudential is today's rock-solid choice for your financial needs.
No question which team the Portland Trail Blazers are rooting for. They beat Sacramento 4 straight this year. Utah beat them 2 out of 3, and more importantly, from the Trailblazers' perspective, they have home court against the Kings. They would have to come here to Utah to start the next round if the Jazz prevails, and they lead by 10. This would be Doug Collins. Your thoughts?
Well, I thought emotion really worked against the Kings in many instances in that first half. They got off to a very rugged start. And you see Maxwell Berry and Stojakovic off the bench, 22 points. The bench came in and really stabilized them. Jason Williams was minus 13 and mostly got caught up guarding John Stockton. Stockton does not have a field goal, but 7 for 7 from the free throw line really was key for them.
And 8 assists as well for Stockton. Here's Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Rick Adelman telling his team, first of all, they've got to keep their composure. They were down by 13. They can get back in this game. They're down by 10 now. But they've got to keep playing the defense they've been playing. Try to limit Utah to one shot and then get out, keep running, and keep playing the way they've been playing all year. Maybe the threes will start falling. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. Sacramento in possession as we start the third. Weber with the hook that's short. Russell takes the rebound. Malone around Weber and then misses the layup. Divac juggles and recovers. Double dribble.
Bob, I didn't know whether he picked this ball up, fumbled it, and then dribbled it again. As we were watching here, Vlade starts to go out. Stockton gets in his way. He starts to dribble it. He really never got that ball to his other hand there. I don't think that's a good call.
Russell's jumper increases Utah's lead to 12.
The starters for the Kings have got to come through. They faltered at the start. They've got to give them something, Bob.
And Williamson gives them the deuce. He played this year for $500,000. To most people, a lot of money. Small change by NBA standards. They talked him into doing it so they could get in under the salary cap, and obviously there's a larger reward waiting for him in the near future. Stockton's floater is good.
That's his first field goal of the game. He's now 1 for 8, but again, 7 for 7 from the foul line, 8 assists, no turnovers, so he is running this offense to perfection.
From Williamson. Hornacek knocked it away, but they get him on the foul, and he reacts in rather theatrical fashion.
John Stockton's going to fake the little jump shot as Jason Williams closes out on him, and that little floater off the wrong foot, that little medium range shot that he has perfected through his career.
Third foul on Hornacek. Divac at age 31 in his 10th year in the league, playing better than ever. He was the Lakers center between Kareem and Shaq. Too good a player to really be the answer to a trivia question, but a lot of people forget that. He credits Paul Silas, now the head coach of the Hornets, then an assistant, with really helping his all-round play at the pivot.
Well, he's such a tough matchup for Ostertag because he's mobile and he can pass, he can shoot it. Ostertag really struggles with those kind of centers.
Russell from Stockton, a whistle before the release.
That's an offensive foul on Ostertag. That's just a lazy play right there. His walk down looked like Russell was going to be wide open. At the last minute, he just moved his shoulder in the way. This is what drives Jerry Sloan crazy. Look at it, just sort of a lazy foul right there. That's his third.
Russell on Williamson. And hold on. It's Russell who raises his hand. Well, Jerry Sloan talking about a matchup change he had to make in Game 4, putting Malone on Divac and Russell on Weber, said in a not-too-veiled reference to Ostertag, we had to get somebody in there who wanted to compete.
Well, that's what Jerry Sloan's all about. That's what this Jazz team is about, as competitors. And the thing for me is when I see a Greg Ostertag is if you're not competing and you're on this team, how can you even look at your teammates in the face? This is a team that's all about competition.
And yet occasionally he'll emerge, as he did in Game 1, 16 points, 9 rebounds, and he can be a shot-blocking force, then he disappears again.
You've got to keep him motivated because he doesn't have a great love or passion for the game, so some external sources have to get him excited to play. You see him right here with a giveaway and a dunk to Weber. Those are the kind of plays that Jerry Sloan just sort of shakes his head at.
Sacramento back to within 8. Malone. Doesn't get the bounce. Ostertag has it ripped away by Williamson. Williamson, who played on the Arkansas National Champions for Nolan Richardson. Out to Divac for three. Way off the mark and into the hands of Malone. Stockton, off the bounce pass from Hornacek, circles back out. On the drive. And finally it's in Divac's hands. Williams behind the back, but doesn't pick up the assist as the jump shot won't drop for Wahed.
I don't know if simple play is in his dictionary. He makes everything spectacular. Jason Williams, that time a wraparound behind the back pass with his left hand. Ostertag is sitting out right now, and I'm sure Jerry Sloan not very happy with what he got out of him to start this third quarter.
Hornacek driving past Wahed, and a foul on the play. Williams, meanwhile, hasn't scored and has just 2 assists.
Sure, one of the reasons why Jerry Sloan was taking him out of the game, you get the offensive rebound, you put it above your head, that will drive Bill Walton crazy. You put it at your chin and chin the ball, and then on the other end, he does the same thing. Balls, this time he brings it down, and Williamson takes it away from him. So 2 possessions there. Jerry Sloan walks down and lets him know, I am not happy with that.
The foul on Wahed was his first. Hornacek now has 11 points. Look at Ostertag's line. Dismal.
Looks like he just took that knee sleeve off his left knee. He's been bothered a little bit by a twisted knee. Looks like in aggravation there, he took that knee brace off. So we'll have to see when he comes back in, if he does, whether he has that brace on or not.
The lead is 10 again. Williams tries a 3. And misses once more. Williamson, though, on the offensive glass. And an offensive foul.
See, Brian Russell guarded power forwards in college, so he's used to playing the low post defensively. Now, Corliss Williamson's a load here. You see the right arm as he wraps it around. That's going to be called every time. Brian Russell says, nice call and good post defense.
Screens for Stockton. Gets it back. Takes it to the paint and is fouled.
Sacramento's doing a lot of reaching now defensively. They're not moving their feet. They're reaching in. And the play has been very physical. Weber here in the low post. This is from earlier action. You can see as the game gets started, Malone with the offensive rebound. And he swatted away from behind. So we've seen a lot of physical play today, but Bob, what I've seen here is a team doing a lot of reaching and grabbing here, Sacramento, to start this third period. As a result, Utah's getting into the lane and getting either shot opportunities or free throws.
Rick Adelman, a Chicago Bull teammate of Jerry Sloan in 1974 for Dick Motta. They spent 1 season and a few games of the next together. Malone increases the lead to 12.
Danger time right now for Sacramento. They've got to get something going here. They're down 12. At what point does Rick Adelman go back to his bench? They really were the better players in that first half.
Before Williams can do anything with it, Jack Neese blows the whistle. Stockton picks up his first.
With Jason Williams not shooting the ball well, he's 0 for 5 in the game, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. You'll see Stockton start being the guy who roams around a little bit. Maybe make Jason Williams make one, and he'd be the guy to help in the post a little bit. Put the pressure on Williams to make a shot.
Weber out of the double. Looks for Wahed and finds him. And he's fouled by Foster. Foster's second.
Well, the history for Jason Williams has been if he has not shot the ball well, the Kings have struggled, and you can see in the wins, he's had 15 points, shot the ball 11 for 23, and the loss is only 9 points, 4 of 16. He's not shot the ball well from 3 in this series, but he gives them a guy out there that can make some shots, and when he's not shooting well, then that gives Stockton the license to roam. You see 0 for 5, 0 for 4 from the three-point line with 1 turnover. Been a little bit of a nightmare game here for the brash, bold rookie for the Kings.
The lead is 10. That's what it was at halftime. And here's Williams with the steal. Malone is chasing him. There's Williams' first field goal.
So see if that ignites him. He got the nice steal in the layup. Many instances, that will trigger you to start playing better basketball.
Hornacek looking for Foster, but it's broken up and stolen by Weber. Wahed collides with his own man, but then gets the tip. He bumped off Williamson and tipped the second try home.
He is the most athletic player on this King team. I talked to Byron Scott before the game. He says he's our best defender. He's our most athletic player. And 2 steals have gotten the Kings back in the game. First of all, it was Jason Williams, the lazy pass by Karl Malone. You see the speed and the nice finish. And then another steal. The nice hands this time as Wahed gets back into the play, and then he does a nice job in filling the lane. Doesn't trust his jumper, but he beats Hornacek with a nice drive, runs into Williamson, follows his shot, and they've clawed back into a 6-point game. 7:06 remaining.
Last night in Salt Lake City, there was a ceremony marking the beginning of the countdown. At that point, it was 1,000 days to the opening ceremony for the 2002 Olympics. Now it's down to 9:99. I hope you're getting ready, Doug.
I'm ready. I know you're going to be ready. You will be very, very busy with the Olympics, pal.
Well, we got Sydney, Australia in between before we can think about Salt Lake City. At least think about it too hard. Stockton comes out of the backcourt. Utah's lead trimmed to 6. Stockton with the fake. Out to Foster. 8 seconds to shoot. Foster dishes to Hornacek. 5 on the shot clock. Hornacek fakes on Divac, shoots off the left foot and misses. Stockton comes away with it. Hands it off to Malone. Boy, that is just a gritty play by Stockton.
He'll beat you in so many ways. He's not shot the ball well today, but every possession, John Stockton.
That's his 10th assist.
What a great hustle play.
Malone has 14 points. Weber misses the hook badly, but it bounces to Williams. Wahed off on the 3, and Weber chases it down. Behind the back, bunch of white shirts there, and Malone takes it.
Make the simple play.
Hornacek off the back iron. And again, they look to cut into the Utah lead, which now is 8.
That's where Vlade's got to calm his team down. Get him a good shot.
Jazz touched it last. 14 on the shot clock. Divac in the paint against 3 defenders, puts it in.
That's where you got to go. See, Weber is being played by Malone. Foster's playing Vlade. Go to Vlade, let him create something. Ostertag is sitting right now.
Stockton on the move. Hornacek is open.
When I talked to Jerry Sloan before the game, I said, tell me about Hornacek. How's he doing? He said, Doug, when Hornacek struggles, it's when we get out of the rhythm of our offense. He depends on the rhythm of our offense. They're getting it today.
Sacramento can't get the 2 back. Yes, they can on the Divac follow after the first shot was no good.
Vlade's holding his team here together, down only 6. They're in a position, Bob, going into the 4th quarter. They'd be in a great spot to steal this game.
Stockton, Weber grabs him and fouls him. If Sacramento loses this series, it would be a disappointment. If Utah loses it, it's a disaster.
Again, Vlade Divac in the post, his mobility. Foster can't handle him in there. He loves that spin and come back and steal that basketball. And then he got away, I think, a little bump here on the offensive rebound. Corliss Williamson with a shot. Little bump there on Karl Malone, no call. So back-to-back field goals by Vlade to keep his team down by 6.
Malone's jumper is no good, but Foster flies in for the tip. is in for Stockton. He's guarding Williams. They find Weber, and the hook rattles out. Williamson looking to follow, fouled over the back by Brian Russell. Russell's third. This Thursday is Big Finale Thursday with the 1-hour season finales of Friends, Frasier, and ER. That would be must-see TV Thursday on NBC.
Keep our eye on this lineup right now. Remember when John Stockton went out in the first half? They got out of rhythm. Corliss Williamson misses the free throw. Stockton's resting. This is when he sits down. Jerry Sloan wants to give him a great rest coming back into the game, but Howard Isley's got to run this offense.
Does Stockton ever sweat?
I don't think so. His hair's never out of place. We got to talk about his hairspray for you and I on camera here, Bob. That stuff's working.
I don't think there's any spray involved, just a close crop. Here's Isley. And it comes off to Williams. Jason Williams whips it behind the back to a head. That was that little wraparound, actually pulled it back. Fake behind the back. And then dish it off with the left hand, or something like that.
Well, Sacramento back to 5. They're in a great spot once again.
Russell behind the screen from Foster. Misfires on the 3. There's contact underneath. They're going to call it on Williamson, who argues that Malone was really the guilty party. That's Corliss's third as he talks it over with Pavetta.
Let's watch off the ball to see if Malone wraps him up. A lot of contact there. You know Corliss Williamson's going to get that foul. Karl Malone, a smart play there to wrap him up. Sideline out of bounds, new shot clock.
Malone, Weber on him, and a foul. If it's Weber, it would be his 4th. Wahed was also there.
How about Jason Williams on the fast break? Bob, again, nothing simple with this guy. Here's a guy who's struggling. Watch this. He wraps it around, brings it back, finds Wahed for the dunk. And as he backpedals on defense, you see he's going to slam into Foster there.
Luckily for Sacramento, the foul was on Wahed, his second. With that shot by Malone, Utah's now made 20 of 21 free throws.
Remember when I talked to start the game, I said I think one of the keys to beating Utah in a big game is to keep them off the free throw line. A lot of reaching and grabbing. And it's not so much that Malone is shooting them all, but Stockton and Hornacek have shot a lot of free throws today. That's what happens when you take foolish emotional fouls.
The lead is 7. Wahed. Touch last by Utah. 12 on the shot clock.
There's the matchup they want.
Jason Williams dumps it inside to Williamson, who can't finish it. Here comes Isley. Ahead to Malone, and a whistle out near midcourt from Dick Pavetta.
What a big turnaround there. It looked like Corliss Williamson had a point-blank layup that makes it a 5-point game. Jason Williams gave him a beautiful pass. He misses the layup, and then Jason Williams fouls Isley in the backcourt. Again, free throws. This could be a 4-point swing.
And it's the 4th foul on the rookie Williams. Utah continues to be nearly perfect at the free throw line. If Utah wins this and advances against Portland, you'd have to like their chances about as well as any of the surviving teams in either conference. And if they make it to the finals, we'll look back. With less than a second to go, they could have gone out against a much lower seed in 4 games. Weber looking for help, shoots a little jump hook and misses it. Ball out of bounds to Sacramento. A timeout with 2:41 to play in the third. It's Utah by 9. Ahmad Rashad, Doug Collins, Bob Costas at the Delta Center. Game 5. The Jazz leading the Kings by 9 with 2:41 to play in the third.
Well, John Barry has now checked into the game for Jason Williams. Remember, John Barry played a very, very good first half. Played 18 minutes, gave him 7 points and good energy. I think you'll see then Vernon Maxwell come in the fourth quarter. He played exceptionally well, but he got 3 fouls.
Here is Divac. Sacramento's just 4 of 17 on threes, so they miss Maxwell's presence. And now the turnover. Maxwell's peeling off the warm-ups and heading for the scorer's table. Malone against Weber, who stripped it away. Backing in on Russell, out to Divac, who misses from 20. But Wahed out-battles 2 Jazz for the ball, and then there's a foul. It's on Howard Isley, his first.
You see Vernon Maxwell is getting ready to check in. Looks like he's going to be coming in for Wahed. But in this series, you see in game 1, not a factor. The game 2 that they won, both of them off the bench, played very well, double figures. And then you see in game 4, the clutch shot by Stockton saved, but those guys combined for 20 in that game. So when they have played well, they've given the Kings a chance. And you can see today, both these guys have 7 points, 5 of 12 from the field. John Barry has not shot the ball well, 1 of 5 from the three-point line, but he's done a lot of other hustle things that have helped his team. And when you're trying to catch up, Bob, you can't walk up and miss 2 free throws. Those are momentum breakers.
And they remain down 9. Malone kicks the lead back into double figures.
That's his spot up at the top. They run that little rub cut. He catches it. He likes to shoot the ball. If you close out on him, he'll drive it and try to get the foul.
18 for Malone, the game's high scorer. Barry for 3. Way off. Wahed comes up with it and makes sure.
You see the athletic ability, though. He has come alive on the offensive board. Wahed has done a good job for them here in this third quarter. Did not get off to a good start. Only played 6 minutes in the first half, scored 3 points.
Isley with the bounce to Malone. 7 on the shot clock. Malone the fadeaway. In and out. Divac claims it.
And what Sacramento would like to do here is get 2-to-1 possessions, get 2 scores and a stop, and if they do, it's a 5-point game.
Weber thought about a 3, bounces into Divac. He turns on Malone and is fouled. That's Carl's second.
Little series that Utah runs, that little rub cut, and then Malone catches it. And right there, if you give him some space, he'll jab, step in, shoot the jumper. If you close out on him, he likes to drive it. Stockton likes it. He likes to see it. He says, now we need some defense. We got to get some stops here, guys.
In this odd short season, maybe the seedings don't mean as much as they would otherwise. Adam Keefe, seldom used of late, comes in. Russell sits down, 35 seconds left in the quarter. The Kings won 10 of their last 11 to finish 6th. They have been right there, very competitive through 7 games, regular season and playoffs combined against Utah. So maybe the gap in reality is not as big as in perception.
Also, Bob, just certain teams match up well with each other, and the front line bothers Utah.
Isley almost had it go down, but it popped out. You know, what better example of that than the Knicks against the Heat?
Right.
Beat them out of the 7 when the Heat were at 2 last year, and without Ewing, beat them out of the 8 when the Heat was the 1 seed this year. Maxwell. And before he can lay it off to Divac, there's a foul.
Again, right now, you look, Vernon Maxwell's going to shoot 2 free throws here. Bob, the score 72-65. If he makes them both, we've got a 5-point game. Sacramento gets a stop. That means they did a nice job closing out the quarter. They've got their team fresh and ready to go, and you put the pressure on the Jazz, only up 5 going into that last quarter. They're in a good position here right now.
Talking about matchups, you know, we said it during the first game of the Heat-New York series. New York was better off being 8th and drawing Miami because of matchups.
Right.
7th and drawing Indiana, where the Pacers actually would have been a more prohibitive favorite, I would think.
Well, I think what also happened in this series, that first game, Utah jumped on them by 30, and they said, yeah, you could throw that regular season out. There were 3 overtime games. These teams played close. The Jazz will get them now that they're in the playoffs. Sacramento bounced back, and they're not going to go away quietly. Utah's going to have to beat them here today. They're not going to lose the game or give the game away. Utah's going to have to take it.
They're back within 5. Isley looking for the last shot. Double pumps it up there and misses. Very much a ball game as we head for the last 12 minutes of regulation. We'll be right back after these words from your local station. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game, without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association, is prohibited.
Sacramento actually outscores Utah by 5. It looked like they were on their heels, ready to be knocked out. They would not go. They finished the quarter strong, and they did it with Stockton sitting down right now. A major factor today, when he's on the floor, the Jazz are up 15. When not, they've lost 10 points. So Jerry Sloan's going to have to figure out at what point in time do I feel good about this game where I get Stockton back in there and finish this thing off for us. But the Kings are in a great spot. If I'd have said to you, Bob, put 12 minutes on the clock, be down 5, would you take your chances? Sacramento said, can we stand in line? We'll take that opportunity.
Here's Adam Keefe about to play some important minutes. Off to Thurl Bailey.
Now who's going to score for Utah on the floor right now?
Shot clock down to 5. Anderson dumps it off to Keefe and gets it back, and there's the 24-second violation.
Jerry Sloan's got to watch this lineup right now. He's got Isley on the floor and Anderson who could score, but keep a non-scorer, Foster and Thurl Bailey. So he's trying to buy some minutes right now for Malone and Stockton so they can come back in fresh. But he has to watch this so that Sacramento cannot get a spurt here and get confident.
Sacramento, meanwhile, with Stojakovic, Maxwell, Divac, Weber, and Barry. Barry looking for Weber. Bailey's on him. Stojakovic from the side. Misses the 3. Divac is there. Ball still loose, and finally it bounces to Anderson, and Divac can't believe that the whistle never blew. Foster. Back comes Sacramento. Maxwell for 3. Could have cut the lead to 2. Isley, little teardrop is there.
Jerry Sloan said, run the basketball. It looked like Isley wanted to slow it down. He said, keep pushing the tempo. This Utah team that they have now cannot score in the half court. They're going to have to run to score.
Hugh Holland says hold on. Malone, meanwhile, getting ready to check back in. The foul was on Foster, his 3rd. And now he goes out as Malone returns. 3-point shooting. You identified that as the wild card in this game. The Kings have missed their last 11 from beyond the arc. Now make it 12. There you
right
go.
On cue, Bob.
Isley lost it. Maxwell comes sprinting back and pulls them back to within 5. Williams a spectator for the moment.
I tell you, when I was coaching, I used to hate for guys like Vernon Maxwell to get layups because you know they're going to keep firing those 3s.
Ball loose. Utah turns it over.
See, that team just can't score in the half court right now. Even with Malone in, they're really struggling against this Kings defense.
How long does Sloan stick with this lineup?
I think about the 8-minute mark, you'll see Stockton back.
Maxwell slings it to Barry. Stojakovic, wide open look. And still they can't hit a three.
Could not have gotten a better shot than that for Stojakovic. That is his shot. Rick Adelman says, keep shooting the basketball.
If they had made even 1 and 3, 1 and 4, they'd be right in this game. They'd have the lead. 1 and 4, a reasonable, far from extravagant, reasonable three-point percentage. They'd be right there. As it is, they're only down 5. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Ahmad Rashad back at the Delta Center. Now, we've been talking about all game long how game this Sacramento team has been playing very hard to stay in this game, and they have not left any detail unturned. Just before the game, they had purple uniforms in each locker, ready to go out. Vernon Maxwell went to the equipment manager and said, no, put us in black, because if we go down, we want to go down like soldiers, and real soldiers wear black. Bob?
Perhaps debatable from a historical perspective, but what the heck? We understand the sentiment. Here's Russell after the timeout. Off-balance shot pushed up there, and Weber takes it.
Looked like he was trying to get a foul on that play. Thought he got bumped. He said, if I shoot it, maybe I'll get 2 free throws. Jackie Nee said, not now.
Maxwell goes down, manages to get rid of it to Weber. They swing it around the perimeter. Here's Maxwell with a floater, and this is a three-point game.
That's why I don't like for Vernon Maxwell to get those kind of layups if I'm coaching. This is a guy right now who says, you know what, I can make any shot. That was a tough runner that he just made.
Six on the shot clock. It's Brian Russell. 2 seconds to shoot, and Russell misses. A three-pointer, which have been hard to come by for Sacramento, would tie it here.
You think they miss Stockton running this offense right now? How about their shot selection?
Stockton's at the scorer's table right now. This could tie it, but no. Stojakovic, though, gives them a fresh 24, and then Isley picks it off.
They miss Stockton running this offense right now. How about their shot selection?
Stockton's at the scorer's table right now. This could tie it, but no. Stojakovic, though, gives them a fresh 24, and then Isley picks it off.
You can feel in this arena right now the respect that these fans have for the Sacramento team.
Bailey's turnaround is good.
Father Time trying to turn the clock back right now. That was a big shot right there for Thurl Bailey.
Weber drives right by Bailey, who has to reach in and foul him. There's a lot Father Time can do, but he can't give you 25-year-old legs.
You're right, and you see John Stockton missed 9 minutes of actual game time, but got a actual 25-minute rest. That's when you use your timeouts, you use the quarter break to get your guys rest. And Howard Isley has not had a great day today. They need John Stockton to finish this off.
Big free throws for Weber, and the first one is long. It was Weber who said ruefully after game 4, we should not have let Utah walk out of here. And that may prove prophetic, but if it does, it won't be for lack of trying. Sacramento did not come here to roll over. He misses them both. Malone with the rebound, then walks a tightrope to save it into Stockton. He and Divac bumping each other in the backcourt, and Divac is going to be nailed with the foul. That's his fourth.
See, what Rick Adelman is very upset with right now is with all the stuff that's going on. Karl Malone fell down. He and Vlade get tangled up on this rebound. Karl Malone is falling down out of bounds, and he saves the ball in, and then he comes running back into the picture, and he and Vlade just sort of get wrapped up.
Could have let it go.
Right there, I think you let that go.
Stockton working on Barry. Looking for Malone. And a whistle. Maxwell will pick up his fourth.
Now, one of the things Sacramento must do right now, if they get a tough couple whistles that they don't like, they can't lose their cool. That happened to start the game. 7 minutes to go. You got to fight through anything.
And a Utah foul, which comes with 6:57 to play in the game. And the Jazz in front by 5. It's Shandon Anderson, and it's his first.
Shandon Anderson in that low post with Vernon Maxwell trying to get good position. There you see he shoves him. Maybe that could be a little bit of a makeup for the play that's down on the other end. You're watching the NBA on NBC. Well, Chris Webber's numbers aren't big. You see 5 for 15, only 11 points and 9 rebounds. You see the 2 assists to 4 steals. And he's had some good moments today. He made a nice play where he took the ball away from Ostertag after a miss and gets him a nice dunk. And he's got excellent hands in the low post. He strips the ball away from Malone, and then he forces him to shoot a tough fadeaway jump shot. Bob, I think that if Sacramento is going to win this game, you see Chris Webber and what he's done in the playoff, his playoff experience, Golden State, Washington, and now Sacramento. If they're going to win this game, they're going to have to go through Divac and Webber, and they're going to have to create or kick out, and somebody's going to have to make an open three.
They've missed their last 14 three-point attempts in a row. The ball deflected out of bounds. Sacramento will keep it. Prior to this year, Sacramento had 15 consecutive non-winning seasons. Even 3 years ago when they made the playoffs and lost in the first round 3-1 to Seattle, they had made the playoffs sub 500. Maxwell all the way to the hoop.
Well, Sacramento has always been one of the toughest places to play in the NBA. They've always had great fans, even through the losing. That's why it was so painful for them the other night to lose that game.
Arco Arena was set to explode, and then Stockton shoved the cheers right back down into their throats. Here's Russell from Stockton.
Remember now, Ahmad talked about his value to this team. When he scores double figures, they are 27-5.
Webber out of the double team. Maxwell for 3. Can't end their drought. Shandon Anderson with the emphatic rebound.
How about that pass from Stockton?
But Fuller can't finish it. There is a foul, though, which is not the best possible news for Utah because Fuller is not a good free throw shooter. It's 5 on Divac.
Brian Russell steps out, hits a big jump shot to give his team a 5-point lead. And then John Stockton, he's got huge hands, passes the ball off the dribble. Todd Fuller has got to finish that. That's got to be a 3-point play.
Fuller missed a couple of free throws late in game 3. They called 2 timeouts to ice him. And that allowed Sacramento to win the game, take a 2-1 lead. And, of course, they almost finished the Jazz 2 nights later before Stockton came to the rescue.
Well, interesting, since Jerry Sloan has taken out Ostertag, we have not seen him get back into the game. He's gone with Fuller and he's gone with Foster.
1 of 2 for Fuller. 6-point lead. Barry, he'll try a 3. And finally it goes down.
He was 1 for 6 from 3 at that point in time. That's why you've got to keep shooting the ball. A 3-point game, a little over 5 minutes to go.
After 15 straight misses from beyond the arc. Malone bumps into Barry, loses the ball. Numbers for Sacramento if they hurry. Stockton kicked it. It goes out off him. A fresh 24, Sacramento ball.
Well, John Barry made a great hustle play right that time. He rotated over and took Malone, and when Malone put the ball on the floor, he bumped into Barry and lost control. So back in the post to Divac. That's who you want to go through right now. Fuller cannot play him.
Divac tries to fade away, but he's bumped and fouled.
John Barry, somebody's got to tell him that they've missed 15 straight. He's only been 1 of 6. He buries it to pull him within 3. And then makes the great rotation on Malone. He steps up here, gets in his way. Malone mishandles it, and he forces the turnover.
The foul was on Fuller, his 4th, but it comes before the shot. Sacramento ball from the side. They go into Divac. And Fuller fouls him again, which would be his 5th.
Right now, the Jazz have a problem. Fuller is totally upset. He's got to be careful he doesn't get a technical. But who's going to guard Vlade? Will he go back to Ostertag?
A reminder tonight on Dateline, the story of the life and death of Florence Griffith Joyner. And following Dateline, Atomic Train, starring Rob Lowe. That's tonight on NBC. Divot's a good free throw shooter for a big man, 70%, but not this time.
Well, Bob, going into the series, a 70% free throw shooter, but in this series had only missed 3 free throws. He was 23 for 26 going into the game today. Today, 5 of 7.
Missed them both.
Huge misses.
The free throw line and the three-point line. The story of the game for Sacramento. If they don't come back and win it.
Thurl Bailey in for Fuller.
Stockton. Nice move, but he can't finish it. Here's Maxwell. Maxwell into the lane. The floater is good.
Quickness. He's got great quickness. 33 years old. Look at his young guy's body. And right now, they are putting the pressure on the Jazz, a one-point game. Will they have the composure that they had in Game 4 in Sacramento?
They lose it. Barry with the steal. It's a 2-on-1. Weber on his left. Barry all the way. Sacramento has the lead.
The bench from Sacramento has been unbelievable today. Maxwell, the little floater as he breaks Stockton down with his quickness. The steal. John Barry picks up the loose ball. He's got one thing on his mind. I'm going to take it to the basket. I will not be denied. The Kings have taken a one-point lead, and look at John Barry letting them know here in Utah, we are not going away.
Each team will be over the limit with its next foul. Sacramento has the additional timeouts. Utah may be saying to itself right now, if we somehow survive this, give us Portland, give us San Antonio or the Lakers later, give us Indiana, whoever comes out of the East, no one's going to test us more than the Kings have.
Now Utah has gone to small ball right now. Russell's playing power forward.
Stockton's all alone. But Sacramento still has the lead, and now they have the ball.
Okay, now you go into the post. If Russell is going to play Weber, you go to him. If he's playing Divac, you go to him. You have to pick out your mismatch and then take your time.
Weber with the jump hook. Stockton takes the rebound.
See, he's got more time than that, Bob. It was a quick shot.
Stockton accelerating on Barry, and it's an offensive foul. And Barry rejoices. Says, how about that? They called one on the veteran.
John Stockton not happy because this would have been 2 free throws for Stockton that could have put his team into the lead. Wow, that's close. Looked like John Barry threw his chest into him on that play, and Barry is excited or surprised, one or the other.
Combination of both. Weber again. Knocked away.
Great defense by Brian Russell. Taking the challenge.
Divot's on Malone. The jumper can't give Utah the lead.
Now, Chris Webber's waited all these years to be a factor in the playoffs. He's got his chance right now. His team's going to give him another chance. It's his 3rd opportunity in the post.
The lob finds him inside, and he connects. But wait, the foul comes before the shot.
See, that's a major play. Instead of a 3-point play, Weber's going to shoot 2 free throws, and they're 0 for 4. He and Vlade combined in this period. You see Weber, they front, they throw over the top. There's the foul before the shot, so it's a good call. But now Weber's got to make the free throws.
One for 3 in this game, 45% for the year, and that one's way off. You knew as soon as it left his hands.
5 missed free throws, 0 for 5, Vlade and Weber. Weber's 0 for 3, Vlade 0 for 2. Bob, we talk about all the time, free throw line, the little things that win or lose decisive games. 1
of 2, and a 2-point Sacramento lead.
See, I think somebody else here for Utah has got to look to shoot. Malone has been taking most every shot here.
Stockton. Russell from the head of the key to tie the game. Here's John Barry into Divac against Malone. Stojakovic, big shot. Rebound to Weber. Maxwell hits the three.
Now this guy missed 8 straight threes the other night in game 3. They threw him to shoot the 9th one. He buried it to give them a 2-point lead. He will not run away from the shot.
Stockton into Malone. Left hand, but it spills off. Out of bounds to the Jazz. Maxwell has already scored 11 points in this 4th quarter. Stockton, meanwhile, has shot just 1 for 11 for the game. Hornacek. Short. He gets it back. Left hand. Whoa, what a shot.
What a shot by Hornacek. Sacramento allowed a second shot opportunity. What a finish, Bob, that we are in for here.
Highlight reel material from Hornacek. Barry splits the defense and hits.
John Barry.
They've done all this with Jason Williams, one of the most exciting rookies to come into the league in years, on the bench. Ineffective today. They may pull the upset without much of a contribution from him. Russell for 3. Off the back iron, but Hornacek is there. Up again. There's a whistle and he was fouled. It could have been a 3-point play.
Or you're Sacramento right now and you said, you know what, we force a miss by Hornacek. We have got to have all 5 guys on the board. Hornacek comes up with a loose ball, and look at this shot. An unbelievable shot here by Hornacek. Now he's at the line shooting 2 free throws to try to bring his team back to a 1-point game off another second shot. So Sacramento must rebound the ball.
The hand to the side of the face, as most of you know, the signal of hello to his children. One of the best free throw shooters in the NBA and has been for years, nearly 90% for the season.
Now, there's not a better team in the league executing down the stretch under pressure than Utah. 6 straight scores the other night when they had to have it. They need the same today.
1-point game. Game 5, deciding game of this first-round series. Sacramento with the 1-point lead in the ball. It's Divac against Malone with the hook, and he increases the advantage to 3.
See, with a small lineup, see, Malone can't play Vlade. This is what's happened with the small ball. They stole one the other night.
Inside a minute. This could tie it. Brian Russell.
Makes a huge mistake after Vlade Divac scores on this hook shot to give him a 3-point lead. Stojakovic is not a good defender. He's out there for offense, but on penetration, strong side, what's Stojakovic? He's going to leave Brian Russell, leaves him wide open in the corner, and gives him a stand-up 3 to tie the game.
Timeout Sacramento, 48.5 on the clock. Two nights ago, John Stockton broke Sacramento's heart, and maybe some people thought it's spirit. Utah came out in Game 5 and jumped on them in front of a raucous home crowd, 16-3. But Sacramento has come back, and the issue is even with 48.5 seconds to play.
Question I have is, what are they going to do in the post? You say, why aren't they doubling Vlade Divac? They're so worried about the 3-point shooting. Let's see if they go back once again. And if they double team the post, or they let Vlade go one-on-one. Here it is.
Divac turns, lays it up, and misses it. Shandon Anderson flies in for the rebound.
Well, Karl Malone made first-team all-league defense this year. He said, let me guard him. Got a big stop there.
Forget the fact that he's had a bad shooting game. If it comes down to one shot, Stockton is liable to take it.
Watch Hornacek on that weak side rolling up also.
4 seconds to shoot, and it's Stockton. It's not there for him. Divac takes it. Timeout Kings. 9.2.
Sacramento couldn't ask for more, Bob. They got the last possession to win it. The game is tied. They should put the last shot up there, either win it or go into overtime.
The team from Sacramento is the Kings, but it's Utah that may be dethroned as Western champions in the next 9.2.
9.2 to go. We'll see the last two misses. Vlade gets inside position, the up and under move against Karl Malone, and doesn't get it to go. And then on the other end, John Stockton, the guy who hit the game winner the other night, is 1 now for 12, has a wide open shot. He says, I've got to make this one, and it does not go, and it gives Sacramento the last possession here to win the game.
Stockton 1 for 12 for the game. Malone, who has scored 18, is scoreless in the fourth quarter. If this goes overtime, would it surprise anybody? They played 7 previous games this year, and 4 of them have gone to OT. This could be 5 and 8. Into Maxwell. 8 seconds. Barry, now Divac. 5 seconds. Against Malone. 2 seconds. For the series. No, overtime.
Wow, you think that the Utah Jazz's fans' hearts were not up in their throats on that play, Bob. When that shot goes, your season is over. Now you've got 5 more minutes. You got to give Karl Malone credit. He fought him. He's undersized in here. Vlade took his time. He made sure that there would be no other shots, and he just missed it. The Sacramento bench.
We'll play at least 5 more minutes in Game 5. With Michael Jordan and the Bulls, the team that had denied them 2 consecutive years in closely contested finals out of the way, the door could not have been more wide open for the Utah Jazz. They may still walk through it, but they may be denied right at the beginning of their playoff journey by the upstart Kings.
Well, when the Kings started this series, they were playing for respect. They've already earned that. They're playing to advance right now. They've got the respect.
Fifth overtime in 8 meetings this year between the two. And the tip to Sacramento. Hornacek's got Barry. Into Weber against Russell, and he lost it.
Brian Russell is really fighting Chris Weber in the post. Remember I said earlier, Brian Russell played power forward in college, so he's been used to playing that kind of low post defense, but Weber has got to do a better job down there.
Out of the corner, Anderson misses the 3. Tapped out of bounds and touched last by Utah.
Sacramento's had a mess up on defense there. That's 2 wide open 3s. Now remember, Russell made the 1, but they're doing something on this strong side defensively. Jazz will go back to that.
Weber turns on Russell, and he was pushed by Bryant. And that'll be Russell's 4th foul.
Again, they're going to go into the post. This is going to be they're going to try to control the game from the post. Weber turns this time and goes baseline, and Brian Russell takes the foul.
Otherwise, he would have been home free. Stojakovic. Out to the corner for Divac, and Vlade Divac has it come up short. No one scored in the first minute of overtime. Hornacek straight on 3. Long rebound to Stockton. He's 1 for 12, and he pitches it back outside to Hornacek. Maxwell's on him. It stayed down. The Kings are contending that Anderson touched it while it was up there in the cylinder, and he almost did, but then he pulled back at the last second and said, I'll take my chances on the bounce.
Well, now Sacramento shouldn't be giving up this second shot. Utah's got a small lineup on the floor.
Maxwell ties it.
Now, how about of the last 23 points that Sacramento has scored in the fourth quarter and overtime, Vernon Maxwell has 13 and Barry 7. They have 20 of the 23 points.
Malone screening for Stockton. John looking for help. Russell out top. On the drive, and then inside to Anderson, and it bounces home for him.
Shandon Anderson time. This is what he did in the fourth quarter of Game 4. 10 out of 16 points. Now in overtime, he's got both baskets.
14 for the game. Maxwell. And Stockton fouls him. That's 3 on Stockton.
Shandon Anderson is a battler. He's a hustler. Remember at the end of the Game 6 against the Chicago Bulls 2 years ago when he had the tough luck. Shandon Anderson again with a layup. So back-to-back field goals. Hustle plays by Shandon Anderson.
Devots against Malone. Ball knocked free and taken by Stockton. Stockton racing back the other way. Misses the layup, but Anderson is there. They wave it off.
See, Stockton barrels right into Stojakovic, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul. Stojakovic running side by side. Again, Karl Malone taking the challenge. Vlade getting stripped down low. And you see Stojakovic, and what Stockton does, he barrels right up his chest and he gets the foul.
Free throw shooter. 8 for 8 today now.
See, now Stojakovic is in the game right now. He's a good offensive player. He's a three-point shooter, but he's a defensive liability. Wahed is a better defensive player, but he doesn't shoot the ball well.
First miss of the day for Stockton. As a team, Utah hasn't missed many. They're 27 for 30. Kings down 3. Barry in some trouble and lost it.
Utah is turning up the pressure. Rick Adelman pleading for his team to calm down, but John Barry gets down on that baseline. And you see Hornacek knocks the ball away from him, and the turnover. A basket here would be huge for the Jazz.
Stockton gets it to Malone. There's contact as he drives, and he was fouled.
Stojakovic so late on that rotation. Again, he's a defensive liability. Rick Adelman has got to think about him being in the game. Look, he's slow getting over there. That's 2 quick fouls on him now where the Jazz have just barreled into him to get to the line. Rick Adelman's got to make a decision here on what he's going to do defensively as his team is breaking down right now.
Karl Malone, 4th all-time leading scorer in NBA history, behind Kareem, Wilt, and Michael. 3rd this year, behind Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson. That was his first point since the 3rd quarter. 19 for the game. This could make it a 5-point lead with 2:02 left. Stockton all over him. The pass in the lane is deflected, and they lose it on the turnover.
Utah has just turned up the defensive pressure, and Sacramento has wilted under it.
Well, if in fact they've wilted, it's taken 5 games plus an overtime. Anderson's free. 3 big buckets in the OT for Shandon Anderson.
The execution by the Utah Jazz, and Sacramento right now walking back to the huddle with their heads down. You see Vernon Maxwell under pressure by Stockton. He throws a lazy bounce pass, and the Jazz pick it off. And then Shandon Anderson, once again, the small lineup has hurt Sacramento. The speed and quickness has overcome the power and size of Sacramento. And again, Bob, you talked about it. They have wilted right now, but it wasn't from their lack of effort. But just Utah's pressure has just turned it up against them.
What a day of playoff basketball in the NBA and on NBC. Let's check with Hannah Storm in New York.
Thanks, Bob. It has been an amazing day of playoff basketball here on NBC. In the early game, the Knicks faced the Miami Heat. It went down to the final seconds. Here's the call from Tom Hammond.
Out in Houston. Houston ducks under. Got it! With 8:10 left.
Get the ball in, and it's got to get up in the air. Porter got it away. No good. Just missed. And the New York Knicks.
The final score, 78-77, as the Knicks become just the second #8 seed to oust a #1 in the playoffs. They will open the second round on Tuesday night in either Atlanta or Detroit. Let's go back to Salt Lake City. Bob, Doug, and Ahmad.
The story in overtime, Shandon Anderson, 3 clutch hoops, and Sacramento 4 turnovers to none for the Jazz in the OT.
Well, you talk about the execution, and that's what's exactly happened here. And, you know, in fairness, Vernon Maxwell's really not a true point guard. Jason Williams has struggled so badly today that he's had to go with he and John Barry, and those two guys played exceptionally well. But come fourth quarter, they have really struggled to get him into their offense. Shandon Anderson, once again, has been the guy to bail the Jazz out. The great offensive tip that gives them a 2-point lead. The finish that gives them a 4-point lead. And then the jumper underneath the basket that gives them a 7-point lead.
And how close is the margin between victory and defeat? On that first tip, he was a millisecond away from being called for an offensive goaltend.
That's how fickle victory and defeat is in this sport, Bob. It's just an eyelash away. How about Allen Houston's shot? You're down 1, the ball hits, it goes to the backboard. What if you don't get the kind bounce? You lose.
And in this series, a shot that went down for Stockton at the end of Game 4, and a hook at the buzzer at the end of regulation in Game 5 that wouldn't drop for Divac. By virtue of a single play, Sacramento could have won Game 4, could have won Game 5. It looks like they'll drop both. They've still got a minute and a half to do something about it. Maxwell. Now Divac. Against Malone and a whistle. Divac has played 46 minutes. And the gauge in his fuel tank may be pointing at E long about now.
I'll tell you, you know what turned this game around for Utah? Is when Jerry Sloan went to his small lineup, the team that pulled the game out the other day. You know what he went with? He went with his 5 best competitors.
Third foul on Malone. Again into Vlade. Malone pokes it away and steals it, but he fouled him.
The quick hands of Karl Malone. Vlade turns. Looks like he knocks that ball loose. Very fortunate break there. Now, Vlade's got to step up. He's been such a good free throw shooter in this series. He needs to step up. This game is far from over. About minute 19, he makes them both. It's only a 5-point game.
He's 5 of 8 today. Divac, who says he plans to become a U.S. citizen this summer. Still, of course, very concerned about family members near the site of the conflict in the Balkans. Makes them both. He's had the best season, perhaps, of his NBA career under great personal stress.
And he's the leader of this team. There's no question about it, just watching today.
Malone thinks about it, lets it go, and misses it. Big rebound comes to Brian Russell.
That's what's killed him, the offensive rebound. Sacramento, again, the bigger team, but the quickness is winning right now, getting all the loose balls.
Barry leaning on Stockton. Stockton looking to use some clock. Inside 10 seconds to shoot. 45 in the game. Russell. Stockton. Anderson. And a 3-second violation.
Yeah, maybe you'll get 1 pass, but not 3.
Even in 1999, there comes a point at which they will call a 3-second violation. What a job Rick Adelman has done. And Jeff Petrie, the general manager, former Princeton man, All-American player, good player in the NBA, now their GM. Talk more about that when we come back. For the second time in this series and the 5th time in 8 overall meetings this year, the Kings and the Jazz are in overtime. No matter what happens in this series, Sacramento is now on the NBA map. Jeff Petrie, their GM, dealt Mitch Richmond and Otis Thorpe for Chris Webber. He signed Vlade Divac. He took a chance on Vernon Maxwell. In a sense, took a gamble by drafting that kid, Jason Williams, with the 7th pick in the 1st round. He fired Eddie Jordan. He hired Rick Adelman. It's fallen into place. They won 10 of their last 11, and they have made Utah sweat for it in round 1.
And they're still in the 2-for-1 possession here. They get a quick score or whatever and a stop. This game is far from over.
Divac running on fumes now. His pass is deflected, and yet another overtime turnover, and they're forced to foul Stockton, and that may finish it.
The aggressiveness defensively of the Utah Jazz. They've tipped passes. They've been quicker to offensive rebounds, and I think you said it very eloquently, Bob. It looks to me like they've just run out of gas. Vlade has played so hard, and it's too bad that he's made these mistakes down the stretch.
And an immediate foul off the inbound. They put Jason Williams back in, thinking 3-pointer in desperation. Boy, has this kid captured the imagination of basketball fans.
Well, Bob,
Speaking of Jason Williams.
You talk about Vlade also, too. This is a guy who's been getting about 2-3 hours sleep a night. It's amazing he's held up the way he has, worrying about his family.
Stockton has hit 13 of 14 from the line. Seven-point lead. Maxwell thinking 3, gets it off, and it's way off. They save it in, and Webber pumps up a 3. Hornacek takes it.
Bob, watch at the end of this game. You watch the Utah Jazz. You watch them go over, and the admiration they will have for the competitiveness of this Sacramento team.
Utah didn't so much win as they escaped in round 1.
Look at the handshakes. This is admiration. Said, you know what? We fought you to the finish, and it took us an overtime in game 5. This is respect.
Williams went over just a moment ago and embraced Stockton. Outwardly, they couldn't be much more different. But in terms of being hard-nosed competitors, Williams may have something to learn, but he comes to play, as does Stockton.
Well, when this game turned, Jerry Sloan said, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down with my 5 best competitors, and they pulled the game out for him.
Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. I'm here with Vernon Maxwell. And it was a valiant effort, Vernon. I think a lot of people thought that Utah was just going to sweep through you guys. You guys were not to be had that way.
Nah, we knew it was going to be a tough game after we lost game 4 coming in this building. After the way our fans carried on, it was great for us. But we came in here. They thought it was going to be an easy win. We took them into overtime. It was a big win for them.
I would think that even though you end the season like this, it's got to feel good coming back next year and starting this thing all over again.
Well, definitely. We're confident. We feel good about ourselves. You know, we wasn't even supposed to be in this predicament. We wasn't even supposed to be in this position anyway. So we still feel strong and feel good about ourselves, and we're looking forward to next year.
All right. Congratulations on a great season. All right. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Ahmad. Doug, the Kings distinguished themselves in this series, but these numbers will haunt them. They missed 23 three-pointers today. They missed 12 free throws while Utah was hitting 31 of 34, and they turned it over 5 times in overtime.
Yeah, and Utah, they're walking off right now. They're taking a deep sigh of relief. And they're saying, we have the Portland Trailblazers, a big, strong, tall, athletic team waiting for us. And you know what? They can't beat that team with small ball. Their big guys have got to come through and help them.
Ahmad is with a couple of Utah players. Let's go to him.
All right, thanks, Bob. I'm with Shandon Anderson and Brian Russell. Now, Brian, I know that what you wanted to do this season was win an NBA championship. This is the first step but it was the gigantic step getting by Sacramento.
The pesky Kings, they got a great team there, and I hope they can stay together. They can stay healthy. They can be contenders in the West.
You guys kept your composure in a tough series like this.
Oh, yeah, we had to. They caused a lot of matchup problems. We had to go small and try to out-quick them, and Shannon Anderson played well off the bench, and we had a key number of other players come in and do well, and it was just a great win for us.
When you talk about matchup problems, Shannon, you are a matchup problem for anybody playing against the Utah Jazz, and a fine game this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. We need to step up. We need, first of all, our starters to step up and get some points on the board. Anytime those guys jumped out to a quick lead on us, they've won ball games. So it was important for us to start the game off, with some kind of intensity.
Did it surprise you how tough they played you through this series?
No, you look at the 3 games we played during the regular season, we went into 3 overtime, so we knew what kind of series this was going to be.
Is this a better team than it was last year with a chance to win an NBA championship?
Yeah, definitely a better team. Definitely more poised.
All right, congratulations to you guys, and we will see you, I imagine, next week at some point. All right, congratulations. Back to you, Bob.
So Utah moves on, but they had to endure what you really fear as a top seed, a tough physical 5-game first-round series.
5-round, it was like a knockout.
It was like a 5-round fight. It was. Well, Portland did what a high seed is supposed to do. They finished Phoenix in a hurry, and they rested. Well, next Saturday, this series has all of us tongue-tied. Next Saturday, these will be Game 3s. Utah at Portland, San Antonio at the Lakers, a doubleheader on NBC. You want your playoff basketball? We got your playoff basketball, especially today. The final from Salt Lake City, 99-92 Jazz. Coming up next on NBC, Dateline Sunday, with the story of Florence Griffith Joyner. That's followed by the NBC movie starring Rob Lowe, Atomic Train. For Doug Collins and Ahmad Rashad, I'm Bob Costas. So long from Utah. This has been the NBA on NBC.